Guys, it is me, Astrom Cosplays, and the other day, my cousin texted me, and this is what she said. She says, I have to interview people for a project about cults. And I was like, what? And then she followed up with, and not that I think cosplaying or conventions are a cult, but I just thought it would be cool to see what you think about that. And of course, I jumped at the opportunity, of course. So shout out to my little cousin. She's awesome. Something that I do want to say before the video starts, I say 100% so much in this video. It is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And for the record, I don't think cosplay or conventions are a cult whatsoever. That's your disclaimer, okay? Let's go.
Should I introduce myself first?
Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
So, what is your name and age?
Online, I use the username AstroMCosplays. Most people call me M, Astro, or just AstroM, and I am 18 years old.
All right. And how old were you when you started cosplaying?
I was 13 when I started cosplaying. It's just been 5 years this December.
5 years.
Yep.
So why did you start cosplaying?
I have ADHD. I had seen cosplayers and I was like, this is so cool. And when I like a media, for instance, Chainsaw Man, I read it or I watch it or whatever, and I become obsessed with it. I start to hyperfixate. So I like it so much that I want to look like the characters, not in everyday life, but just for the art of it. Love acting as well. So that was something that I was like, if I'm in character, I can act.
Love it. Would you say that you're part of the cosplay community?
Yes, I would.
When you cosplay, do you think that you cosplay for yourself or for others?
When I first started, when I had a much smaller account, it was a lot for myself and maybe if my friends liked it. But now a lot of it is for fans, people who follow me. I'm not that big of an account, but I do know that people like to watch my content. But I still do it for me as well. Something that I love to do is get to cosplay with friends and just hang out and have fun.
Do you think that there's main people in the cosplay community who I guess are the ones with the big followers who everybody looks up to?
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think that there are a lot of people in the cosplay community that have these giant followings and they're sort of looked up to and sort of idolized.
Yeah. So shifting gears a little bit, how many cons have you personally been to?
All right, let me count. We got Calgary Expo 2022, Odafest 2022, Edmonton Expo 2022, Calgary Expo 2023, Odafest 2023, Edmonton Expo 2023, and Gas City Expo. So I've been to 7.
Nice. And you're planning on going to some in this year?
Yes, I am. I plan on going to all of the ones that I just said, except Gas City Expo.
Oh, yeah. What would you say is the overall vibe of a con?
Overwhelming. I love it and I really enjoy all the people that I meet there. But for someone who is not used to it, it can be extremely overwhelming. And I think that it is necessary for conventions to have places where you can sit down and rest. A lot of places don't, especially Calgary Expo. You weren't allowed to sit down in places. Yeah.
For the record, technically Calgary Expo did have places to sit down and you could get water, but the places to sit down were in panels, so a lot of the times you can't talk to your friends or do things, and the water you had to pay for. So
compared to Odafest, I know at least Odafest 2023, there were lots of seats and there was free water everywhere. But conventions are kind of my happy place, if I'm being honest, even though it is stressful sometimes.
Do you see we have 9 minutes left on this? While cosplaying, have you met through groups or through conventions people that are toxic in cosplay?
Absolutely, I have.
Yeah.
Not me personally very much, and I'm obviously not going to call out anyone, but I know friends have met people who are they're odd. And I feel especially with the community that I'm a part of and the local people here, a lot of them are very young. So I don't blame them too much. They're usually tweens and teens. You don't really know the world yet, and I don't blame them for that.
Have you noticed that there's a lot of personal drama that gets aired to the public through Instagram and things like that? I guess that's a leading question, but
Yeah, no, 100%. It happens happens. And I feel like in the cosplay community, it happens where if anyone's even just like not friends with someone, it's like we're posting the screenshots onto Instagram of like them just like being mean. And it's like you don't have to take away a person's platform just because they're mean. People can also grow from that. And maybe it was said in the heat of the moment. I obviously don't condone just being mean to people, but it's a lot of personal drama. And I don't think it should be posted, especially if it's talking about things that are personal to them and you're just like posting them all over the internet. And I feel like a lot of people just, they go too far.
Have you noticed that some cosplayers have expectations that they've set for body types that they kind of set onto other people? Because I've
Yeah.
noticed sometimes on social media, you'll see a few comments like that.
Oh yeah, it's different on different social media platforms. I mean, obviously Instagram Reels, people are so mean. I don't post my things on Reels, so I don't really know. But there is an expectation just in regular society. It's just people prefer skinny people or people with curves, stuff like that. And especially for cosplaying women, there is an expectation that you should have their body type. And I hear younger cosplayers, newer cosplayers saying, well, I want to cosplay this person, but I don't have their body. And it's sad.
Yeah, because I mean, you're dressing up like someone at the end of the day.
Exactly, and you're not going to look like them 100%.
Is there certain shows that a lot of cosplayers kind of act like you should be cosplaying from as opposed to different shows?
Yeah, so I am someone who's cosplayed sort of niche things, especially when I started. And I think a lot of it is I've gotten so many comments saying, oh, you should cosplay this person from this. A lot of it is like Demon Slayer. I'm trying to think, what else do people tell me to cosplay?
My Hero Academia.
In My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
I appreciate that someone thinks that I would be able to fit a different character, but it makes me feel worse about the cosplay that they're commenting on because it's like, oh, you should do this instead.
Is there a main demographic of people that cosplay?
Yes. So I don't actually have any stats on it, but most people that I've met at conventions and online have some neurodivergency to them. And I think it's great. I think it's great to be able to relate to other people even when they're dressing up.
Is there any social challenges for you personally, and I guess for the entire community, when you guys are cosplaying or even going to conventions?
100%. I recently started posting my cosplays on Reddit and I'll get DMs. Just recently, this one guy, I was talking to him, he seemed like could be a cool friend, immediately started talking about my body after we've switched the conversation up a little bit. And I think that happens a lot at conventions as well. People do not understand how to act, especially around women at conventions who are cosplaying characters that they like. I've heard countless stories of people being like, someone came up to me and said, you're my waifu, step on me. And I just think it's creepy. I personally don't really think I've had many interactions like that in real life, more so on the internet, and people just not understanding, especially how to comment on videos of mine. They'll make sexual remarks just randomly, and especially when I was still 17 and 16 and posting videos like this, it's weird. I think it's like more zoomed in now. I don't know why.
Do you think that there is a main difference between cosplayers who have a lower income compared to ones with a higher income?
100%. You're gonna see differences between lower and higher income in every single part of the world. In cosplay, it is a big thing. People will get hated on for not having the most accurate cosplays, and many people, including myself, go to thrift stores and see what we can find, which might not look exactly like the character, and it's harder to get your work out there when people don't want to see that.
So, do you think generally, I mean, you say you thrift, but cosplaying is expensive?
Cosplaying is as expensive as you want it to be. When I started out, I didn't spend any money for like a year other than makeup, but that was stuff that I was already using. It's a matter of how accurate you want to look and if you are pleasing yourself in how you are portraying your art.
The final question that I'm looking for is, do you think that cosplaying is a cult?
What an interesting question. Didn't see that one coming.
What?
I would say that no, it's not a cult, but I do think that there can be some cult-like behaviors. I've been at conventions where people, probably from 10 to 20 people, were bowing down to someone and chanting.
Oh,
It was weird, and I think it's more prevalent in some fandoms than others, and like you're in this really tight-knit community. And I think you can see some aspects of cult-like behavior in that, but I don't believe it's a cult. I think it's a lot of people who want to escape reality by becoming characters, and they do what characters would do. Sometimes that might seem a little weird, and I understand that people think it's weird. I think it can be sometimes, but would not say that it is a cult.
But there definitely is power structures.
Oh yeah, I think we see big creators, and there are creators that are put on a very high pedestal. I'm not saying that they don't deserve a platform, because a lot of the people that I know and I like are great at cosplaying, and they don't really have any glaring issues. It's just, I don't think we should be idolizing people that much in general.
Yeah, and also, who are you cosplaying today?
I'm cosplaying Makima from Chainsaw Man, and she is one of my least favorite characters from Chainsaw Man.
Oh,
Yeah,
but you still did it anyways.
I still did it anyways.
I love it. I think that is all the questions I have written down.
Awesome. Thank you for the interview. I have
Of
been
course.
Astro M Cosplays.
If this is posted on M's YouTube, subscribe.
Subscribe. Okay,
Subscribe. Subscribe.
cue the outro.